According to the National Electrical Code, specifically NEC Section 110.14c, you can use the 90°C ampacity from table 310.16 in your Derating calculations, even if you don't know your termination ratings, as long as your calculated result does not exceed the 75°C amount in table 310.16. Let's delve into the specifics of how this works. NEC Section 110.14c addresses the temperature limitations of conductors. It states that where the temperature of the conductors is not known, the 90°C column shall be used. This is a crucial point because it provides a pathway for using the higher ampacity rating when specific termination information is unavailable. The reasoning behind this approach is rooted in ensuring safety. By using the 90°C column, you are essentially starting with a higher ampacity value that can then be reduced based on other factors such as ambient temperature. This conservative approach helps to prevent conductors from overheating, which can lead to insulation damage and potentially fire hazards. However, there's a very important caveat. The calculated result, after all derating and adjustment factors have been applied, must not exceed the ampacity value listed in the 75°C column of table 310.16. This limitation ensures that the final ampacity rating used for the conductor is within a safe and acceptable range for typical termination equipment. To illustrate this with an example, let's say you're installing a circuit using THHN conductors. THHN is a common type of built-in wire that is rated for 90°C in dry locations. You don't have specific information about the temperature rating of the terminations at the breaker and the load. In this scenario, you would begin by looking at the 90°C column in table 310.16 to determine the initial ampacity of the conductor based on its size. Now, let's assume that you need to apply a derating factor due to ambient temperature. NEC Section 310.15 outlines the requirements for temperature correction. It states that when the ambient temperature is higher than 30°C, you must apply a correction factor to reduce the allowable ampacity of the conductor. These correction factors are found in the tables accompanying Section 310.15. For example, if the ambient temperature is 40°C, you would find the corresponding correction factor for THHN wire in the appropriate table. This correction factor will be a value less than 1.0. You would multiply the initial ampacity value from the 90°C column by this correction factor to obtain the derated ampacity. After applying all applicable derating factors, you must then compare the final derated ampacity value to the ampacity value listed in the 75°C column of table 310.16 for the same conductor size. If the derated ampacity is higher than the 75°C value, you must use the 75°C value as the final ampacity rating for the conductor. This is the limiting factor that ensures you don't exceed the safe operating temperature of the terminations. Let's consider a more detailed example. Suppose you are installing a 20 amp circuit using 12 American wire gauge THHN copper conductors. You don't know the termination temperature ratings. So, you start with the 90°C column in table 310.16. For 12 American wire gauge copper wire, the 90°C ampacity is 30 amps. Now imagine the ambient temperature is 45°C. You need to apply a temperature correction factor. Consulting the correction factor table in NEC Section 310.15, you find that the correction factor for THHN wire at 45°C is 0.82. Multiply the initial ampacity of 30 amps by the correction factor of 0.82 and you get a derated ampacity of 24.6 amps. Now compare this derated ampacity of 24.6 amps to the 75°C ampacity for 12 American wire gauge copper wire in table 310.16. The 75°C ampacity is 25 amps. Since your derated ampacity of 24.6 amps is less than the 75°C value of 25 amps, you can use 24.6 amps as the final ampacity rating for your 12 American wire gauge THHN conductors in this scenario. If, on the other hand, your calculated derated ampacity had been, say, 26 amps, which is higher than the 75 degrees Celsius value of 25 amps, you would have to use 25 amps as your final ampacity rating. This is because you are limited by the 75 degrees Celsius termination temperature. It's important to emphasize that this approach of using the 90 degrees Celsius column with the 75 degrees Celsius limitation is only applicable when you don't have specific information about the temperature rating of the terminations. If you know that the terminations are rated for only 60 degrees Celsius, then you must use the 60 degrees Celsius ampacity values from table 310.16. The 60 degrees Celsius column generally has the lowest ampacity ratings, and it represents the most conservative approach. Using the correct ampacity values is critical for ensuring the safety and reliability of electrical installations. Overloading conductors can lead to overheating, insulation breakdown, and potentially electrical fires. Therefore, it's essential to understand and follow the requirements of the National Electrical Code regarding ampacity, derating, and temperature correction. In summary, to determine the correct ampacity for your conductors when you don't know the termination temperature rating, firstly, consult table 310.16 to find the ampacity of the conductor in the 90 degrees Celsius column. Secondly, apply any necessary derating factors for ambient temperature, the number of conductors in a raceway, or other relevant conditions as outlined in NEC Section 310.15. Thirdly, compare the derated ampacity value to the ampacity value in the 75 degrees Celsius column of table 310.16 for the same conductor size. And fourthly, use the lower of the two ampacity values as the final ampacity rating for the conductor. By following these steps, you can ensure that your electrical installations comply with the National Electrical Code and provide a safe and reliable power distribution system. Remember that this explanation is a simplification of the complex rules governing conductor ampacity. Always refer to the latest edition of the National Electrical Code for the complete and authoritative requirement. Consulting with a qualified electrician or electrical engineer is recommended when designing or installing electrical systems, especially in situations where you are unsure about the correct application of the code.